Every woman should want a man that has Chris. CHRIS. Credit. He should have some type of health routine, something he does help for his health.
As we help these women get their degrees, let's also help them get their
MRS. There's first and foremost not a lot of men in this percentage. Number one,
very rare.
And then the thing is, those men probably don't want you.
This is an Iwegbu production.
Period.
So recently, I was going through these Instagram streets, and I ran into a clip of a lady by the name, I think they call her Coach Stormy, and she was giving some advice to you ladies about what you should do in your dating and the type of man you should get. Check this out. I want to see if y'all agree with her.
One, I call it Chris. Every woman should want a man that has Chris. CHRIS. Credit. He should have some type of health routine, something he does help for his health, not just physical health, but physical health is one, and mental health. Look at him. Look at that man. If that man does not have a certain type of routine when it comes to mental and physical health, you are in a situation that's going to be a very disastrous situation. The third thing is real estate. Nowadays, you got to make sure a man got somewhere to stay. Is that his place? Is he renting it? Is it in his name? Is it his brother's house? Is it his homeboy's house? Is he spending the night over your house a little bit too much because he really ain't got nowhere to stay? These men don't be having no house. So let's find out, do he have some kind of real estate? And I'm talking about, it could be an apartment.
Yeah.
Whose name is it in?
Yeah.
Is it in a real apartment? Is it one of them? It's crazy.
So no roommates.
Cell phone not even. No. So that then
yes, it is.
One, I call it. Then let me finish. I is, and this is for me. And if you're a mature woman, if you are a high value woman that has plans and visions, you cannot be tying up. I did it for many years. I'm trying to teach people not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So the I is investments. You must have a way that you can make some money online. Mm-hmm. I don't want a man that has to always report to somewhere. You have to be able to, if I want to stay in the house this day or travel this day, can you go? I don't need you telling me you got to call off or you got to open. I want a man that has investments, that has a diversified portfolio, that makes money digitally. And then the S is support.
Yeah.
I've learned that a lot.
All right, so I want to walk through this. This was pretty interesting, man. Just one more time here. And so the first letter on this is, so Chris.
One, I call it Chris. Every woman should want a man that has Chris. CHRIS. Credit. He should have some type of health routine, something he does. So credit and then health. All right. Credit and then health is the first two here when it comes to it. Oh, there, babe. Yeah, what was the R? Let me see one more time here.
Real estate.
I
was investment
and then support. So credit, health,
real estate, investment, support. Chris.
So I want to throw that to you real quick. What you think about? God. I know.
I knew you was gonna throw it at me.
I'm sorry, man. So first off, as a lady seeing that, and shout out to Coach Stormy. She's a heavy stepper when she gets to talking sometimes. And so she said, "Hold on, no, you about to let me finish."
Yeah, she said, "Let me finish."
So, what do you think about that? Do you think her list is accurate in that every woman? She said everyone,
right?
She didn't say certain women.
No, she said high value.
Okay,
women.
She said high value women.
Yes, she did.
First off, what's a good high value woman?
It's a woman high earning.
Oh, don't mess that up, because the men say we always saying this high value man is about his earning. They came in the comments and talking about like, no, it's about who he is, like his presence and his leadership. Men? Yeah. So it's more than just the income, babe. She basically got to be assertive woman.
No, I don't know.
That's what they say.
High value woman does not mean assertive. I mean,
assertive plus her income is high.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All of them involve income. Value. That's the biggest. All part. Of them involve the income part. So yes, a high value man most likely is, of course, first and foremost, in my opinion, I thought meant high income. Yeah. Then of course after that is integral and this and personal. Yeah, I know integral is not.
They don't care about. They don't care about nobody having no integrity.
That is true.
When it comes to high value, anything.
First of all,
the world though.
I ain't gonna lie. This stuff just annoys me. High value stuff. I be using it too because I'm like, dang, this is how it connects with y'all masculine energy, feminine energy, high value, low value, in value. Like I get tired of it, but I think in her experience, in her lifestyle, and who she is, it makes 1,000,000% sense for sure. She's a high value woman when it comes to her income, when it comes to the impact that she's made in her environment as a coach. I think that it would be settling if she dated a man that was low value and didn't make no money, had no ambition. They wouldn't be compatible. So I think it makes sense for the type of woman that she is, which I am assuming is the type of woman that she's explaining that she should have a Chris too. Women that are like her. So women that are super ambitious. They've built a multi-millionaire business. They have built up, employees and oftentimes you don't hear a woman who has a 9-to-5 or a woman that is, desiring to be a stay-at-home mom saying, you know what, I need a man that's going to pick up be able to pick up whenever they can and not have to call their boss. You're not hearing that from a 9-to-5 woman. This is from a woman who can also pick up her stuff and get going. So I think the first thing I wanted to say was like, girl, come on. Well, sis, that's unrealistic, but it's not for her. That's her lifestyle. That is what she knows. Being able to go to Bora Bora, Hawaii, whatever, Spain, being able to be on the move, being able to drop a bag on a brand new property, being able to whatever, right? She has everything she named. I'm sure she has.
Yeah, but I think that.
So I think the expectation is expected from a woman of her caliber.
Yeah.
On the flip side, of course, I think that this is not every woman. I think that for the majority of women who are still working toward a lot of things that, might have a 9-to-5, you're a nurse, you're a fill in the blank, right? You're not a 6-figure plus earner or whatever the case may be, though that's really low. Multi-millionaire, right? You're not on this status. I think that wanting a man to already have properties, investments, all of these things is unrealistic. We were watching David Shansdale's show and the woman was like, he needed to have 8 apartments or whatever. And we were just like, what? Do you have 8 apartments? Like, I'm just confused. So I think that it's unrealistic I'm trying not to say regular woman. I'm trying not to say that, but your ordinary woman.
For the majority, it can be a poisonous statement. Because even majority of, I believe, what they would call high value women, because high value women typically are somebody's probably making, I would assume is somebody making like 150,000 or more per year. That's that type of woman of that caliber. And most of them still can't just pick up and go when they want.
Yeah.
And because they're tied down to a job. And they probably with a man who's also tied to a job who got to give they PTO notice when they want to get off.
And then I'm just like, so if somebody makes 500,000 a year in a company that they do have to say,
man, hey, they take your life with that.
Hey, no, I'm saying if they work in a company and they make about 500 a year, 500,000 a year, and they do have to let them know for a week, I'm going to Hawaii. You're not going to respect that. Like, he still make $500,000.
She said, you got to be able to pick up whenever.
So again, I know people probably expected a different response. For who she is, I expect her to want that type of man. Yeah. Will that type of man necessarily want that type of woman is a different question.
That's the hard part, because what I've seen typically is that women that once they get the bag and they get this status, what happens is now they mid-30s to 40s or 40-something is tough for them to actually keep a man. I can't remember her name. I think her name is Ebony Williams or something. She goes on the Breakfast Club pretty often. And she was talking about, as we help these women get their degrees, let's also help them get their degrees. What is it?
MRS.
Their MRS, right? Let's show them how to do that. And I said, that is such a great statement, because women nowadays, they're more educated than the men nowadays. They're making more money. And they get down to this end of this road, and they've been on all the trips with their girls, and they've been getting all the degrees and the doctorates, and they have nobody to share it with. Many of them, when it comes to it, because a man didn't make as much,
right?
And they couldn't accept him with just having a job and loving the God.
Yeah.
That, and so I think that obviously for the women on her level, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe you might want to consider the dude who's a manager at Target, and he got his own place.
But then I feel like there is a different mindset that comes with that type of man. There is a mindset that comes with a Target manager, a Target manager to a multi-million-dollar woman who has multiple companies.
maybe he's a target manager, but outside of it, but along maybe he has some other entrepreneurial venture that he does on the side.
But you didn't say that. You said a target manager.
Okay, so let's throw that in.
So that's what I want to make it clear. I don't want to make it seem like I'm being shallow. There is a mindset that comes with these as you go up in calibers in any area, as you go into eating better. There's a different mindset. When you are around fit people, athletic people, there's a different mindset that goes with that. Yeah. When you start making more money, there's a different mindset that comes with that. Definitely. So of course it's the money, right? Of course, we're not going to act like it's not, but it's the mindset too. When you have to sit and train someone to unlock the possibilities when you're already there, it can be an annoyance. Like, why are you still thinking that you gotta do that? Why are you still thinking that you gotta be a slave? Yeah. Why are you still thinking? So it can be annoying. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it makes sense for the type of woman that she is to want that. It makes total sense. Then I will say one last thing is when you said you might want to get the target dude, or you might want to kind of lower those expectations. It's so crazy that these women have, and I'm not talking about her, but period, when women are like, and I'm struggling with saying this because I'm like, it's so difficult sometimes to speak on these things, but it is so real and we got to say it. But once women start hitting certain ages and they're still single, they have all these expectations and then they marry somebody and you're like, girl, what? So you had like let's look at Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that's a good example. I was thrown off by that.
We're like, why?
You could have had anybody.
They end up settling for some passive, not close to making what they earn type of man because they realize, oh shoot, there's first and foremost, not a lot of men in this percentage. Number one,
very rare.
And then the thing is, those men probably don't want you.
Come on.
So you're dealing with men that don't even want high earning black women. They want a submissive Mexican. So you're battling with all of these statistics. And then you get to the end of the road and you're like, you know what? Johnny from the bakery shop don't look that bad no more.
Hey, man, after a while, here's my thing. When you get to that, to those stages, I think it's kind of like your list just starts to, you got to start chopping off some of your non-negotiables. I'm not non-negotiables, but just your list. Like he got to be 6 foot tall. You got to have abs and all that. I think it's what Dr. Vernon said. You get 30, you just need Jesus in the job. Jesus in the job. And so you have to. I think for people that's at that level that's still single, they might want to change up their list.
Yeah, I think be real.
I wouldn't tell women that's at her level to go with her list. I disagree with it. Mm-hmm. I say someone with the mindset, someone who is making 6 figures, someone who may have a higher level at his job, but also has some entrepreneurial things that he needs to just get off the ground. And maybe all he needs is just you. He got the mindset. He just like, man, I'm just stuck in this rat race, and I just need somebody who believe in me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I believe that that needs to be switched up. I don't agree with that list for them because unfortunately I keep looking up and I see some of these major high earning women that are single in their 40s.
I be looking on just all the things. I'm like, she's so beautiful. She's so fine. She's in shape. And they are like all of like the influencer powerful women be single.
Yeah. And we're not here just to talk down on them or anything like that. But I think that hopefully the message, if they hear any of this, is that it reframes their mind on what they're looking for. I think
and just bring the reality. It's like this is one thing why people keep saying like Delulu. Like there is just a hint of like Delulu in this. Like let's look at the numbers really. What is the percentage of these men? And then they get mad when they see reels or men having conversations of the women that they want. And most likely a alpha, decisive, visionary type of man, he don't need you to have money. He needs you to be submissive, feminine, nurturing, compassionate, and align with his vision. He does not need you to be a high earning, high value woman. The very last thing I'm going to say is I really think that women have lost their awareness of knowing the power of working with a man. We are a helpmate. And I don't think that when the Bible talks about that meant that man was going to arrive ready to go. Right? Because you're not. Yet you might, and I'm not speaking about Coach Stormy anymore, but you might be a high value woman, but you have no idea. You have no emotional intelligence. You don't know how to have difficult discussions. You don't know how to agree to disagree and still move on in peace. Like there's so many things about you that you still need to work on. Yeah. So expecting a man to be healthy, to be fit, to have all of these things, I just think it can be unrealistic. Yeah. It makes sense, but I think if you look at the numbers, it's unrealistic.
Yeah, it's like I was just looking it up. It's like top 5% of the world.
5%
over 200,000 or more.
200,000?
Yeah, 200,000 or more. See, it says that you put you in I guess top 12% of the household incomes, top 5% individual. So individual. So she's looking for an individual. This is the top 5%.
So you are looking for a man in the 5%. How many do you think is black?
That's a tough one.
How many?
I think the average income of African American households are around, if I'm not mistaken, like 45.
So do you think we're making up maybe 1%? Of the 5?
Nope.
Not even 1% of the 5% are top high earner. And do they want you?
Come on.
So then you got to come down to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just really playing the numbers game and really looking at it. So yeah.
This is an Iwegbu production.
Period.
Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content. Yes. Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Iwegbus. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.